Here we are live. We are live in the downtown studios of Valparaiso, Indiana. It is your new best friend in cards. It is Bart the Ripper, and I am here live with Twitter break number 1 and number 2. We have 2 hobby boxes of opening day. These are factory sealed, aren't they, Bart? They are. These are factory sealed hobby boxes 1 and 2. Friends break number 1. Friends Bake number 2 right here from my new friends from the Twitter. Have some friends that I'm making over on the Twitter. I don't really know how to use the Twitter yet, but I'm going to work on that. But I am here for 2 breaks, break number 1 and break number 2. I did randomize the teams off air, as they say. I did that off air, but I did record it, so I will post that. But I'm a little behind today. I was out with some friends and family last night celebrating my birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Ripper. Happy birthday to you. Celebrating my birthday last night. Had a great time with friends and family members. And then just had a Cards and Coffee jumbo box pick your pack break. What we call a friends break. So that was a good time. Had that going for us. So I did randomize the teams already for your viewing pleasure, so I will get to the teams in just a moment. I do want to apologize for anybody that I did tag in the original post because I don't know how the Twitter works yet. I guess what happens is you end up getting a bunch of notifications. So I apologize from the bottom of my heart profusely for that. I will learn how to use the Twitter very soon, and I will work hard on that. But in the meantime, what we'll do, we'll get to the ripping. So we will do back-to-back jacks right here. Break number 1, break number 2 for my new Twitter friends. And I will read off right now. Let's see who our contestants are for break number 1 for the Topps 2022 opening day. We're all super excited about baseball. We got real nervous there for a while. I was like getting sick to my stomach thinking about all the games that we're going to be missing and when are they even going to play. I had hope that they were going to bring this together, and then it was a little bit optimistic to think that it was going to be 162 games, but that's the plan. So here we are. Let's get to our break number 1, and here's how the teams were randomized at random.org. With the Diamondbacks are BWAS48, the Braves are CbingoR, Orioles go to the Chad Dad, the Red Sox sneakerheadDad, the Cubs are 742 Da Boss, White Sox Joel Tyler 11, Reds FlagshipPodcast, the Guardians Noon Niagara 5, Rockies go to Dan Speed 5, Tigers NaaSportsCards have the Tigers, Grady 52 the Astros, Rock and Woods 1 the Royals, Chris Anderson 03 Angels, CwMcnutt has the Dodgers, Dubstroyer 1 the Marlins, DiggumSmack the Brewers, Grady 88 10999999999 is the Twins, Camps 262 Mets, TafkaTodd Yankees, Kerry McGrath 17 the A's, Sporticus Cards Phillies, JeremyWolsten has the Pirates, EF Hatch 1990 DFS has the Padres, MMillliganz the Giants, T Rich 27 the Mariners, B Kowal 1225 the Cardinals, kingdomeGhost has those Rays, congratulations on that. Flopaholic has the Rangers, Patrick A 1982 the Blue Jays, and the Reb Dog 2020 has those Nationals. So there we go right there. So Big Mojo's card break says, that's just my luck. Go Yankees. Let's go mascot autos. Yes, mascot autos. That would be great. I'd love to see some dugout peaks. Love to see some walk this way. Maybe the luck of the Irish cards could be coming in our paws very shortly as well. So after this break, after this video, I will then post in the description all of the Twitter handles. Is that what it's called? A Twitter handle, Bart? I think it is. So all the Twitter handles along with their teams, and then also I'll be able to get that video up of where I randomize the teams live for Twitter break 1 and 2. I was telling the guys on the previous video that I just got this in the mail on Friday, and I'm super excited because on the morning of March 18th, 2022, I was at the gym. I was just like lifting such heavy weights. I was on the leg press doing like 35 pounds for like 5 reps. and I had there was a grandma that was spotting me, and I was sweating, and then I heard the news. I heard the breaking news that my beloved Cubbies had signed Seiya Suzuki, and I immediately put those weights down, all 35 pounds of it, got on the eBay, and I ordered up 3 cards right there, baseball cards times 3, and guess where this came from? This came from Japan. Inside this are 3 Seiya Suzuki Sweethearts, but I thought you would get a kick out of this, because guess who it's from? Look who sent it to me. Ichiro. Ichiro sent this to me. So Ichiro sent me these cards, and inside are Suzuki. Ichiro Suzuki. How about that, Bart? Drum roll, please. That wasn't as funny as you thought, but it is inside if you're a Cubs fan and a baseball cards fan, which I know you are. So here we go. Let's continue right here. Duke Dynasty says, let's go. Cards and coffee. That's what we have. Break number 1 right here, right now. If you join us late and you want to know which team you have, if you got the notification that you're in Twitter break number 1, I will read those off to you anytime you'd like. But you know it's inside one of these. We are 36 packs. 36 packs, and there's 7 cards per pack. What I will need from each of you is your mailing address. So I don't know how that Twitter works, so something about a direct message or whatever that's called. You can send me a message with your mailing address. All your cards will be lovingly packaged up and shipped off to you in a fairly timely fashion. You know, I got a couple more Twitter breaks to organize. That'll be coming up soon as well. But on this channel, here's what I know. There's nothing up my sleeve, and now nothing in the box. So we got that going for us. We'll get into pack number 1 right here. When? And right now, Bart. Let's do it right now. We'll do it live right here. Here we go. Yes, indeed. Let's get into, is it going to be one of those hard seamers, Bart? You'll find the seam. There it is. Once you find the seam on these opening day, they open like butter. And our first card of Twitter break number 1 is going to be Josh Donaldson right there, formerly of those Twins. There's Jesse Winker, formerly of those Reds. And Jesus Luzardo. Yes, indeed. And there's Alex Rodriguez. How about that? We'll get him up on the bomb squad, put him up on the podium right there. The bomber Alex Wells with the rookies. Eloy Jimenez with those White Sox. And Justin Upton. Oh, $28 million later, Justin Upton. Wonder who will end up with him. And Chris Anderson, who did I get? I didn't see. Let me look right here. Chris Anderson, you got the Angels. So congratulations. You have the Angels. You got that going for us. You never know. You can find that Angels mascot autograph, which would be shocking. That would be, to have an auto of a mascot, that would be hilarious, especially if it was a Cubs mascot. So there we go. If you come on here, don't know your team, I'll need to know your Twitter handle, because that's how I wrote them down. There's Zach Lothar for those rookies, followed by Starling Marte. And this is an advertisement, which is, hey, go on to tops.com/HR challenge. Otherwise, that card is worthless. There's Wally the Green Monster. He's with those sweetheart mascots. Put him up on the board. Yes, there's Jeff McNeil, Jordan Alvarez, and Steven Strasburg for the Nats. And there's Kim, my friend, one of my really good friends in cards. Kimberly is here from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I didn't tell you this yet, Kim, but you're going to be in one of my upcoming Twitter breaks. I'll let you know which one that will be, which number. Right now we're on Twitter break number 1, followed by Twitter break number 2. But as always, I appreciate you supporting me. I appreciate Spencer and sending me a big hug right back at my sweetheart friend Spencer from Colorado Springs. Huge Rockies fan. There's Carlos Rodon, Joey Gallo, Emmanuel Rivera. That's a rookie. And there's Mookie Betts on the bomb squad. We'll get him up on the board. Yes, so the bomb squatters and those triple plays. I really like the triple play cards on the opening day. Tariq Skubal and Zach Iggy Pop right there. Yes, indeed. I found Mr. Cubs Auto in my personal hobby break. Super cool. That is super cool. That is way cool. Good to hear that. We'll get into these packs. You just got to find the seam on these opening day. Kyle Schwarber, how about the bomb he hit? Very first at bat. Could you script anything better than that? Batting my guy batting my guy lead off, and he hits a no-brainer, no-doubter bomb on his first at bat. What did I see there, Bart? Do you see something? I'm getting excited. Don't get everybody excited and be wrong. There's Zach Pop. There's Austin Riley. Followed by, there's a Yankees triple play. These are nice. And then we have, and we'll get that up on the board, those triple plays. Riley Adams for the rookies. Mason Thompson. And then Wilson Contreras. So, yeah, I did get you all excited for nothing again. I like to do that. This hobby gets me excited. I am brand new to the hobby after a 30-year absence. What, Bart? How old are you? Don't ask. But Wilson Contreras, he got beamed on opening day. Didn't like that very much. Then they hit my boy Ian Happ right on the old kneecap. That hurts. And then they plunked him, and then had a little bench clearing, no dust up, but it's always fun to see baseball when the bench is clear. Is there any better fight or near fight or almost fight in sports than the bench clearing no brawl in baseball? There's Shohei Ohtani for those Angels, followed by Jarren Duran, and you know what he is. He's hungry like the wolf for the rookies. There's that in Topps advertisement card. Albert Pujols back with the Cards. I actually got a little teary-eyed. I was watching an opening day with the Cardinals. Wanted to see my guy Tyler O'Neill and some other guys raking. And they announced Albert Pujols. Of course, he gets a standing ovation, and I got a little teary-eyed, I'll be honest with you. There's Matt Olson. But I'm a little sensitive when it comes to these things. There's Buster Posey and Chris Sale starting off on the DL. Yeah, Dalton says the best part is the bullpen running out and then everything has already died down. Yes, it is. It's like, that's the most exercise I'm going to get all week. But, you know, if you were watching that and saw the replay of that Cubs and Brewers little near melee, J-Hay, my guy Jason Hayward, he came sprinting in from center field. And, you know, that guy's a big sweetheart, but not the guy you want to get into an altercation with. He's like 6'5". There's Jose Abreu. All rise, Aaron Judge. I see a blue coming up, and there's Jackson Kowar, followed by Brandon Marsh right there with the rookie blue. That's very nice, and that is going to our new friend in cards, Chris Anderson. There's Mr. Matt, and my rule is if you got a baseball as a head and you're a mascot, you're nearly at the top of the list at all times. My favorite, though, is Mr. Red, the baseball head, Jermaine Marquez, and there is Max Muncy. I hear there's another Max Muncy coming up in the world of baseball, so we may have to call him Maxwell. I think they already are starting to. There's the blue Brandon Marsh. Put that up on the board. Yes. So I will post in the description after these breaks all of the teams. If at any time you need to know your team because you came in late, just let me know. I will read them off, but what I need to know is your Twitter handle, because that's how I have them listed. Adam Frazier right there for those Padres. Joey Votto, one of the best of all time. Take a look at his card. I would love to see all the red right there. Joey Votto. Coming out of his shell. I heard he's on the old social media now, getting things cooking there. Alex Bregman and the Cincinnati Reds opening day right there. And there's McCutchen. Don't hit me. Don't hit me, bro. I'm not going to like it. He didn't like it. I don't blame him. I don't think they should have hit him. I'm a huge Cubs fan, but I don't think they hit Contreras or Ian Happ on purpose. They certainly hit McCutchen on purpose. But that's also what we love about baseball. We'll police our own game. You stay out of it. Paul Goldschmidt, is there a more entertaining, for a purist, is there a more entertaining at-bat than Paul Goldschmidt? If anybody can work the count, it's Goldie, and look at his numbers. That's a career. I'm a bit of a homer for a lot of these guys, but I think he's a future Hall of Famer. You know who else I like? I love the cut of this guy's jib. Ryan Mountcastle, right there with the gold rookie cup. Like that kid a lot. And he hit like 28 bombs last year, didn't he? I don't know, Bart. Look at the card. Let's see. Let's check it. Let's see. Home runs. 33. 33? He hit 33? That is unbelievable. How about that? What's my team? TafkaTodd. And let's see. Todd has the Yankees. How about that? Got them Yankees going for you. So congratulations on the Yanks. They got a pretty good set in Series 1, and you know these are basically Series 1 with the opening day logo. Catch that seam, get that buttery pack open right there. Trevor, Mr. Rogers, I don't know if I've ever told you, but My parents, they divorced when I was young. Bart, why would you tell us a sad story? Well, they did. So one of my heroes was Mr. Rogers. He was basically my very first mentor, one of my best friends. He didn't know it, but he was. And Mr. Rogers told me something that I still apply today. I still think about all the time. And he said to me, he said, Bart, we all just want two things. We want to love and we want to be loved. And that's what Mr. Rogers taught me. I'll never forget it. So I want to share that with you. Shane McClanahan, I like the way he deals. Justin Turner. And there's my kid. Not my kid. You do have 3 kids, but you don't have this kid. That is the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. Funny story about the Griff is when Sparkle Barbie and I got married a long, long time ago, I came into the marriage with next to no money, but I did have a 6-foot-tall cardboard cutout of Ken Griffey Jr., and I had that in my home office where I would lovingly stare at him all the time. There's my namesake, Joey Bart. His name used to be Joey, and then we just added the name Bart because it looks cool to see it in all caps there. But I had the old 6-foot-tall Ken Griffey Jr. cardboard cutout in the home office, and I would lovingly stare at him all the time. And then one day I come home from somewhere, going to, get back on the old clickety-clack with the old school internet, ding-dong, ding, because it was so long ago. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, honey, where's the kid? Where's Griffey? And she's like, I moved him to the garage. I'm like, why would you move him to the garage? And she said, he scared me one too many times. She'd be walking around the silent house, turn the corner at the home office, and there was the kid staring back at her with a sweet-looking swing. Scared her to death, but I shouldn't tell you the end of that story. I sold it in a garage sale. How dare you, Bart? That is not a happy ending to that story. It is not. Lucas Giolito, he had to leave the game after a nice outing. There's Bo Bichette. There's another triple play, and it's going to be with those White Sox right there. And I know we have a White Sox fan in here. I can't do 2 things at once, really. I can barely do one thing at once. So it's hard for me to look at the comments and look at the cards. Eric Hosmer. But I know there's a White Sox fan in here. Good. Guess what? Don't tell my Cubs friends this, but I'm a Cubs fan and a White Sox fan. Cubs first, White Sox second. Yadier Molina right there. And there's my pick to click. I think he's going to have a brilliant year. Rafael Devers. And I know he's been raking his whole career, but I don't know why he's underrated unless you're a Red Sox fan, then you know how great he is. I think he's amazing. Chris Anderson says, Mr. Rogers lived like 10 minutes from me, one town over. That is fantastic. I just thought, he's one of those guys. I love the guys that are like the goats at what they do, and it's just like pure passion. It's pure love for what they do. Mr. Rogers, the GOAT. Connor Wong right there. Trey Mancini, he likes to be comeback player of the year. Speaking of comebacks, what about Kyle Lewis? He may have one. There's Slugger, and he's going to go up on the board. Yes. Join Mr. Met. There's Charlie Blackman. Shout out to Kimberly and my friend Spencer and sweetheart husband Tim, those Rockies fans right there. Cody Bellinger, looking to bring the bat back. Speaking of bats, Rhys Hoskins. He's in that thunderous lineup, and in my honest and accurate opinion, I think the Phillies are probably going to lead the league in runs this year because they're going to be bombing all night long. All night. They're going to be bombing all night long. There's Ronnie Dawson for those rookies. And Andrew Vaughn. He's a nice-looking youngster. He's been raking already this year. Willie Castro right there. Bomb Squad Matt Olson, formerly of those Oakland A's. Everybody's formerly of the Oakland A's, though, so there's Jack Flaherty. I like the cut of his jibbalati. He's on my fantasy team. Jonathan India. I think I stole him in the draft. There's Alec Bohm. Speaking of Phillies, maybe he'll pick up the stick and get something going this year. Here we go. Kimberly says, Spencer is insane right now and loving this break, Bart. He's turned all the way up on the hype meter. I know that meter. Kid 3 was the hype meter at all times. Kid 3, now 14 years old. Nelly Cruz, the broomstick. He's on my utility spot on my fantasy team right now. There's Getting Miggy with it. Miguel Cabrera. Garrett Cole. He couldn't wait for the game to start, could he? What's going on? Let's get this game going. And there is our Cubbies right there. My lovable Cubs. You got to love them. Even if you don't like the Cubs, you love the Cubs. Admit it. Corey Kluber. And there's Lou Bob, Luis Robert, El Pantera, Adam Wainwright, 40 years old. He got the opening day nod again, didn't he? Nothing wrong with that. You know, those pitchers, as much as these guys are at risk for injury, if you can deal and you can control your location, stay healthy, you could be Jamie Moyer pitching to your 85. There's Jackson Reitz. Whit Merrifield. I always say if I was half as handsome as Whit, I'd probably be playing in the Major League Wiffle Ball League. There's Brian Anderson right there. Speaking of baseball heads, there we go. There's Rosie Red, the baseball head right there. And Chris Anderson says, I hate the Cubs, Brewers, Reds, and Cardinals very much. There's Marco Polo Gonzalez and Alex Verdugo, followed by Casey Mize. I got Casey Mize dealing for my squad as well. We'll see how he does this season. Got a lot of young arms over there in Detroit, a lot of young bats. They got a lot to look forward to. Curtis Terry on the rookie side of things, followed by Mitch Hannigan. Hannah Gerbart, there's Zach Thompson. There's Bomb Squad Manny Machado. He's on my team. What, is everybody on your team? No, I just have a regular sized team. Speaking of sweethearts, there's Nicky Two Strikes, Nick Madrigal, Ivan Castillo, and Max Scherzer. He won his opening day game, didn't he? You gotta respect Max Scherzer. He gets a bad rap like some guys do, but you gotta respect his game. Can't argue with that. Here's a game I like as well. Randy Arozarena. Told my wife, I'm like, hey, honey, a Sunday, I think we'll drive up and see the White Sox, play Wander Franco. She's like, no, Bart, we're not doing that on Sunday. I'm like, what do you mean not? That's Easter. Remember, you got to be the Easter bunny for the family party. There's Albert Pujols. There's Jazz Chisholm Jr. And there's another triple play, and that's going to be those Braves, formerly with Freddie Freeman. Little beef going on there, possibly between Freeman and Acuna. I hope they work it out. Xander Bogaerts, he's actually on my team as well. Got a little hammy issue. Anthony Rendon. And so, let's see. RD's cards. Dang, missed this. I'll be surprised when I get a package. I don't know if you're in break 1 or 2. I do have a couple more breaks that I have to organize for the Twitter. If you got a message from me that you were in break 1 or 2, then you are in break 1 or 2, but I still have a couple more breaks to organize. This was a more popular post than I anticipated. I don't know much about the Twitter yet, but I'm going to figure it out. But we're going to have a good time. I'm going to need, speaking of packages, I will need anybody that is in this break or break number 2. I do need your mailing address, so if you can message me. So let's see. Let me look at if you got a message that said you're in 2, then I bet you're in 2. Let's see here. You know what, though? Your YouTube name is probably different than your Twitter handle. What's your Twitter handle? That's how I have them organized. There's Gene Segura, followed by Trevor Story right there. Marcus Stroman, and I will need everyone's mailing address, so if you can message me that in the direct message or private message or whatever it's called. There's Shohei Ohtani on the Bomb Squad. Then I will get the Lance Lynn's got the meniscus torn up, doesn't he? Right there. Carlos Correa, indeed, and Byron Buxton. So I will be lovingly packaging up these cards and getting them out in as timely a fashion as possible, which shouldn't take me too long, really. I mean, it is 36 packs, 7 cards per pack, but we're talking 30 different people per break, right? So they're going to be not big stacks. So RDAEX. I know, I remember typing that. Yep, so you have the Guardians in break number 2, FYI. So you never know when you hit that Guardians mascot auto. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up directly after this break. In a theater near you. There's Sammy Long, rookie. Kyle Seager, formerly of the MLB. There's my old sweetheart Chris Bryant now with those Rockies. Kim's going to see him next week. There's Rangers captain. There's Trent Gresham, like the cut of his jib. Teoscar Hernandez, followed by Tristan McKenzie. I was telling my other card friends the other day, I was out at Meijer shopping. Me and Sparkle, lady cooks a lot. We're every Thursday morning. Yeah, we're that old. Every Thursday morning we go over to the Meijer for some grocery shopping. And I had a 50% off coupon for Reese's Puffs, and I grabbed the biggest box I could get my hands on for kid 3, and then I thought of Tristan McKenzie as I was grabbing that. You could probably see why. He needs some of them Reese's Puffs. It's not that funny, Bart. Well, it was at the time in my head, it was. You know how you have your thoughts about baseball and baseball cards, and you have dreams about it, and then opening day happens, and then you try to record too many games. That's me. Isaiah Kiner Faluffa right there. Mike Moustakas. And there's my guy, Juan Soto. Everybody loves this guy, or they should. Best hitter in baseball, not named Mike Trout. There's Boston Red Sox opening day. Sonny Gray. Emmanuel Clase with the Gold Cup. Ketel Marte. And there we go. Man, you got a good pace going on you, Bart. How about that? Let's get that other second half of cards in there. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up. Let's get it in here. We are halfway through Twitter break number 1. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday, the day after my birthday. Last night was out with some friends and family. We went to a sweetheart restaurant in Cedar Lake, Indiana called The Lighthouse. Delicious foods there. And then we went to see a band afterwards. Maybe stayed out past my Mr. Rogers bedtime. But I'm feeling real good. Once you get these cards in your hand, that kind of makes you feel good. So there's Stuart Fairchild. You know what he is. Don't say it, Bart. He's a Fairchild. There's Ryan Zimmerman right there, followed by Freddie Freeman. Got a knock with his debut with the Dodgers. And look at this. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando. There is my sweetheart right there. Fernando Tatis Jr. And around here, you know what happens with Fernando. He always gets a sleeve. There's Evan Longoria. If anybody can name that tune, there's Josh Bell. He's raking for my fantasy team. Also, there's Sixto Sanchez. Fernando Tatis Jr. I was in Mexico for spring break. Kid 1, Kid 3, Lady Tanzalot, and another couple and their kids was with. They had a football throwing contest in the pool. I had to throw through a target. And so they were asking everybody their name and where they were from. And I got up there and I told them my name was Fernando and I was from Guadalajara, La Jara. Woo! And I did the old 319 like my guy, Aaron Rodgers. And I stroked that ball right through the middle of that target. Made it on to the next round. Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh, we got ourselves a wonder card. Yeah, it's the opening day Gold Cup rookie stamp card. We got ourselves a wonder card. Who had the Rays? Let's take a look. Hold on, we'll put Wander right there. And you know, John means it on opening day. In fact, I think he had the nod on opening day. There's JT Real Muto, not his arch nemesis, fake Muto. That's the real Muto. The Phillies opening day, and we got Craig Kimbrell, formerly of my Cubs, formerly of those White Sox, and now with those Dodgers. Michael Brantley, and Jose Altuve right there. We'll sleeve up old Wander Franco, bum, 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 bum. Saw him leg out a chopper to third the other day, and that guy can fly. I mean, the play wasn't even close. Little chopper to third. That's where my power lies, little chopper. Anyways, told him my name was Fernando from Guadalajara, La Jara. Then kid 3, she's 22-year-old sweetheart Madison. She was up next after me, and I didn't know it, but they asked her name, and she said her name was Fernanda. Fernanda. And then what made it even better was, so anyways, I ended up losing in the finals against the kid, and guess where the kid was from? Green Bay, Wisconsin. So if a Packers fan is going to lose a football throwing contest, it may as well be to a 12-year-old. Yes, Bart. I'll admit it. He was a 12-year-old kid. He had a gun on him. He's left-handed. I'm left-handed. Kid 3's left-handed, so I got a soft spot for that. But I lost to a kid, big Packers fan from Green Bay, Wisconsin. But what was the best part for me, the real win, was for the next 2 days on 2 different occasions, 2 different people in passing said to me, "Hola, Fernando." Is there anything better than that? Cedric Mullins. There's Tyler Stevenson with the Gold Cup. Bart, your stories are, I don't know, they're crazy. Just keep opening the cards. There's Orbit. Brandon Mars, where you don't know where his hair ends and his beard begins, but we love him. There's Dansby Swanson and Nick Castellanos right there, formerly of those Reds. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, so Cody, a.k.a. CPTC Note 11, Fernando by ABBA. You got that right, my friend. Don't listen to the actual song because it's a little weird, but the chorus is gorgeous, and it is amazing. There's Alec Manoah, Kyle Tucker, like him a lot, Tim Anderson. Remember that walk-off he had in the Field of Dreams game? You know, why am I admitting all these things? You guys don't even know me. You should keep these things to yourself, Bart. Well, it's okay to be open and honest like Mr. Rogers taught me, but I was watching that game with Lady Spins a Lot, and she was like, you know, reading her Kindle. I'm watching the game, and at the beginning when Kevin Costner came walking out of the corn, I cried a little. She looked over, she's like, "Are you crying?" I thought she was going to break into the line. There's no crying in baseball. But, you know, it was my allergies, I think. There's Harmon Killebrew for the Bomb Squad. But you know that feeling. You know how we get about baseball. It's kind of like when I was watching an opening day this year with the Washington Nationals, and I was just, you know, they're coming out on the red carpet, and it's just like, it's such an event. Giancarlo Stanton, he's got 2 already. Kevin Gausman, and you just get a little nostalgic. You just get that feeling, you know, it's a good feeling. It's such a good feeling to know there's baseball. It's such a happy feeling to know your DVR is at home on just basically on fire with all the games you still get to watch. There's Vidal Brujan, Ernie Clement from Bert and Ernie fame. Luke Williams, he's happy to be in the game. And there he is. There's Dinger for those Colorado Rockies. That's one of Spencer's personal favorites. And talk about scary. You square around the bunt and you catch one in the pie hole. Francisco Lindor. Thankfully, he is going to be okay. Trevor Larnach right there. And Max Kranick. Moving through the cards. Bart, you're doing a good job. Keep the pace going. Don't want to put anybody to sleep. Your stories, though, I don't know. I can tell you're nervous by how much you're talking. Well, you always talk that much when it comes to cards. That's probably true. Right here, we got Jake Cousins. We got Salvador Perez, the best hitting catcher in the league. There's Ronald Acuna Matata, another one of my sweethearts. Frank Thomas, he's the big hurt. One of my good friends growing up. Mike Nelson, he's a huge White Sox fan. He came to me one day, he's like, "You got to check out this rookie. His name is Frank Thomas. They call him the Big Herc." And I said, "Excuse me? What did you just say?" There was Kirilloff, Bobby Dahlback, and Matt Chapman. He says, "Oh, you should see him. They call him the Big Herc." I go, "No, they call him the Big Hurt." He's like, "The Big Hurt? What does that even mean?" I go, "What does the Big Hurt mean?" He says, "You know, Hercules." Hercules. There's Kyle Muller for the Rooks right there. Lars Double Chocolate and Peanut Butter Nuke Bar. Pete Alonso, he got plunked again, didn't he? There are the Bo Sox with the triple play. And Ozzy Albies, I think he's underrated. Nobody talks about him enough. Franmil Reyes, he's on my team. There's Walker Buehler. I wanted him. Couldn't get my hands on him. He was already gone. But I did get Juan Soto with the 6th pick. I mean, come on. How do you get Juan Soto with the 6th pick of a draft? My brother drafted right in front of me. He ended up sniping Acuna from me later in the draft. He took Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right before me, and that left me with Juan Soto, because we got a guy that always goes to pocket aces, so he had the number 2 pick. He picked Garrett Cole. He always gets those aces to start his draft. There's Ian Hatt for those Cubbies. Key Brian Kobe Hayes. You know who that is. Who is that, Bart? That's Kobe's. That's Charlie's son. And there's Chaz McCormick. I understand from my friend in Cards Kenzo that Key Brian went 2 for 4 yesterday. Very nice. San Diego Padres. I just love the look of that card. I always have from the moment I opened it. However long ago that was, but the first box I opened. Jed Lowry, J.P. Crawford, and Luis Garcia right there. We are making our way. Wait, you got to keep it on camera. Making our way through the packs today. Take everything you got. When you're out late, listen to bands. Sure would mean a lot. Okay, Christian Yelich, he tried to stop my guy Jay yesterday. He came out like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. Let's not fight about it." Julio Urias, Jose Barrios. There is Mariner Moose. Gotta like the mascots. Love his pants. Wish I had some of those. Jake Cronenworth. Yes, indeed. There's Clayton Kershaw and freshly minted multimillionaire Jose Ramirez right there. He got a nice contract, but you know what? I think the Guardians got a nice contract. Let's see. Carson Rogers says, "What team did I get?" Let's see. Are you in? I want to make sure you're in one. You are CbingoR. You have the Braves. There you go. Carson Rogers with the Braves. So So you do have those Bravesies. So you got that triple play along with all the other Braves cards that we have here. I will need from you and anyone else that's on here, or when anyone else that watches this video, if you can message me with your mailing address. I'm going to try to get these out in as timely a fashion as possible. Matt Vierling, Hyunjin Ryu, JD Martinez. And because this post was way more popular than I anticipated, because I don't know much about the Twitter, I'm going to have to organize some more Twitter breaks with others that subscribed to the channel, retweeted, did all the things that I asked of you sweethearts. There's Trey Turner right there, followed by Brian Reynolds. He's on my fantasy team a lot, and I like him a whole bunch. There is Brandon Lau for those Tampa Bay Rays. Let's see. Yeah, we're still on break one. We just have this stack to go. That's it. Still on break one. Epic Family Breaks. Can you tell me who I got? I can. Give me 1 second right here. Let's see. You're in break two, right? It is EF Breaks. Is that the Twitter handle? And that would be the Boston Red Sox in Twitter break number 2. Twitter break number 2 coming up in just a moment. We will do it right after the rest of these packs for Twitter break number 1. I got off to a little bit of a late start. Had a Friends break right before this with a jumbo box. It was a pick your pack. Those are a lot of fun. I like to be in on those myself. I had 2 packs out of the 10. There's Corey Seager, Christian Pache right there. Anybody checking out those A's, if you can let me know how Pache's doing. I know he's batting last in the lineup, but if he gets his stick going, look out. There's MVP Bryce Harper, and he had an MVP spring too, didn't he? There's a swinging Friar. He's looking real sweet. Dylan Carlson, got my eye on him as well. Got a stack of his rookie cards like I'm sure you guys do as well, but I think he's got some potential, as my grandfather used to say when he would beat me in pool. Potential. K-Bert Ruiz right there, followed by Logan Gilbert. That's a stack. Look at that. Look at that stack of cards. You're doing all right, Bart. Keep up the pace. Come on, Mascot Auto. I agree. Let's get something crazy. Let's get a dugout peak. Let's get one of those, what do they call it? Turf Wars or something relic with the dirt in it. That would be awesome. Josiah Gray. He's dealing right there for those Nationals. D.D. Gregorius. Got the gorgeous slide. John Gray. Bryce Harper on the bomb squad. Go up there with Willie Mays. Yu Darvish had a good outing. Rodolfo Castro, rookie. Tony Santillan on the rookie side of things as well. Luck of the Irish, like to hit that. Like to hit Walk This Way. Any of those short prints and relics, anything like that would be fantastic. We still have, do your math, Bart. Where's the abacus? There's 5 packs after this one. 5 packs after this one, so technically 6 to go. Jared Kelnick right there. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You know, these mean nothing. But if you want to visit tops.com/HR challenge, go ahead and do that. There's a triple play with those Blue Jays and all those young sweethearts. There is Corbin Burns. Cubs got to him a bit on opening day. Javier Baez, El Mago. He had a great debut with those Tigers, flashing the leather and then gets the walk-off, which was the walk-off off the wall. Hey, wait, I caught it. You didn't catch it. That ball hit the wall. Okay. Akil Baddoo, yabba dabba doo. Akil Baddoo. I like the way you play ball. I like Akil Baddoo. Bart, you basically like them all. I don't like them all, but I like almost all of them. There's Anthony Rizzo with that sweet swing, and he's got 2 bombs already. How about him? Jake Double Cheeseburger. Gavin Between the Sheets. There's the back-to-back Sox. Miami Marlins. There's DJ Jazzy Chisholm. He's on my team also. There's Josh Hader. Manny Machado. He's my third baseman on my team. There's Odalis Garcia, the Gold Rookie Cup, and we are down to, how many is that, Bart? 4. 4 packs to go. 4 times 7. That's the math on how many cards we have in Twitter break number 1. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd love it if you were able to hit that like button. And I know I'm going to hit my own like button too, watching the comments over here. There you go. Hit the like button right there. Appreciate you subscribing to this channel. I am brand new to the hobby. I am brand new to YouTube. I literally, this is not a joke, on December 1st is when I reappeared in the hobby, and it was quite a story. There's Jacob deGrom. Don't even tell it, Barb. Part of it's sad. There's Liam Hendricks, and there he is. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando. There's my guy. Oh my gosh, it's a back-to-back jack. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando Tatis in the blue parallel with the March 31st stamp. That may be worth some money one day because we know that wasn't the actual date, but a year that'll go down in history. There we go with the blue. There's Mrs. Met. We got another baseball head mascot. We love that. Joe Adele. I like the cut of his jib too. There's Ryan McMahon on the Rockies. Get a couple things sleeved up. But I returned to the hobby after, 30 years out of the hobby. And I went through a little bit of an emotional situation. My father passed away in April of 2016. Oh, Dad, you didn't even get to see the Cubs win it all. He gave me the Cubs, so I always appreciate that. My Faja. He passed away in April 2016, and my brother and I, we cleaned out his trailer after he passed away, and we, dealt with his belongings and things of that nature. And I was like, I'm going to not only help with this scenario here, but I'm going to declutter my own house. And guess what happened? Because I hadn't touched them in so long, I decluttered my storage room, and part of that decluttering was I sold off my entire baseball card collection, and I never thought about it again. My wife and I, we've been building our little small business over the last 25 years, had my head down, trying to do best for my family, support my family, sold off my entire baseball card collection, never thought twice about it. Until December 1st of 2021, I was in the storage room trying to get a head start on the holiday DVDs. Yeah, I know, DVDs. Kyle Hendricks, the professor right there, Matt Manning. And I literally stumbled into a shoebox, an actual shoebox, I'll show it to you one day, that with my wife's handwriting said baseball cards in it. And I didn't realize I still had it. I thought I included everything in my baseball card collection, but I knew what was in that box. And one of the cards in that box was my 1980 Rickey Henderson rookie that I hand pulled back when I was 9 years old, when I bought a pack of Topps baseball from Swanson's Dairy right down the road from my house. That Greinke, Nolan Arenado. That's my favorite card of all time. Ricky's my favorite player of all time. He is my GOAT. My car is nicknamed Ricky. So that right there, that moment, opening that box, looking through just the handful of cards that I had remaining in my life, including that rookie Rickey Henderson, immediately brought all those old feelings back. And I didn't even know what was going on with the card hobby right now. And man, was I blown away. And I didn't realize that there's like YouTube channels where guys open up cards. I started watching those. I started buying whatever I could get my hands on, which wasn't much because you know how retail's been. There's Justin Verlander. He's back. And here's last pack. This will be the last pack for break number one, Twitter break number one right here. We're going to get into last pack. Running a little behind. I apologize about that, but thank you so much for tuning in. But so I returned to the hobby on December 1st, and by December 8th, I had a YouTube channel. That's crazy, Bart. You don't even know what you're doing. I don't. I'm shooting this on an iPhone 2 right now, live from the downtown studios of Valparaiso, Indiana. There is Trout. He had a bomb, didn't he? So that is my nutshell story right there. Do you think a mascot auto's coming? Let's find out. There's the Rockies. There's Brandon Woodruff. He got shelled by the Cubs. There's Blake Snell. And there is George Springer on the last card of Twitter break number one. That was our last card. So there we go. Thank you so much for being a part of this. For me, a historic break. Super nervous to do this for you guys, but I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, checking me out here on the YouTube. I appreciate that very much. In this break, I will say, I want to give a shout out to someone. I don't know if he is here live or not, but if you like baseball cards and podcasts, you got to check out the Flagship Baseball Cards podcast hosted by Rob Kent. And on the Twitter, it's at Flagship Podcast. And then on YouTube, if you want to subscribe to them over there, Flagship Baseball on the YouTube. But I have no affiliation with Rob Kent. I don't know him at all. I do know this. I really love his podcast. So if you like baseball cards and like podcasts, there you go right there. So get a load of that, Rob Kent. And then if you ever want to get into one of my friends breaks or value breaks or otherwise, you can check me out and see what's going on the eBay. Bart Cards 24. That 24, guess who that's from? That's from my GOAT, Ricky Henderson. Bart Cards 24 on the eBay, or you can email me at any time, bartcards24@gmail.com, and you can get on the free, yep, that's free VIP list and access to friends and discounted value breaks. I am not a breaker. I am a hobbyist, and I like to open packs of cards and look at them and sort them. So I'm not trying to make money, but if I can come anywhere near breaking even, that's going to be a huge win for me. I would love to do that. But on this break, you know what went on. It is absolutely 100% yours. I need your mailing address though. So on the Twitter, if you can send me your address, your name, Twitter handle, of course it'll come across as your Twitter handle, Bart. You know that much. Send that over to me on the Twitter, and I'm going to get these cards packaged up as quickly as possible and over to you. Thank you so much for participating. I'm going to clear the decks here. And let's see, let's see. Hemlock asked me, who do you collect? Ricky Henderson would be at the top. And then I'm kind of a homer from there. I love Tatis, Soto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr. Bart, it's like, really? Could you just pick the best guys? Yeah, I just, returning to the hobby and seeing like all the options and how cool everything is right now. I just super head over heels in love with it. And I've gone in, as my wife would tell you, off the deep end on the hobby, but you know what? I'm having a blast. So I appreciate you sharing part of your Sunday with me on this epic Friends. Wait, this is a Twitter break, Bart. Eventually it'll be a Friends break, but there's my sweetheart there, Tatis. So I love Tatis, love the way he plays. It's unfortunate that the poor guy keeps getting injured. So hopefully that it doesn't become a pattern in his career. But I do enjoy collecting. I also love with what Topps does, and Topps is brilliant. They'll put in, Stan Musial in a new set. It'll be a short print. You can get like on the opening day, if you've seen the Dugout Peaks cards, like the Ronald Acuna, I love that. I love the parallels, the colors, the numbered, the relics, the autos. You love them all, don't you, Bart? I do love them all. I was in my own break earlier in the Friends break. It was a pick your pack from a jumbo hobby, and I hit this sweetheart. One of the cards I hit was this Bryce Harper City Flag patch. I love that card a lot. So that'll go in the old PC. I love the patch cards. So we'll get right into, though, this box. This is Twitter break number 2, and I'll read off the random list right now. I did randomize the list before the video so we would be able to get right to the ripping. I am behind, as you can see by the time, because I do talk too much and I do like to look at the cards. But I did record that, so I will post that as well if you ever want to see that. But I also will put all the names of the teams and the Twitter handles in the description after this video is posted and reposted. But here we go. In Twitter break number 2, we have Drew Brunn with the Diamondbacks, Cubby Cutie 1 with the Braves, Mace Baller with the Orioles, EF Breaks with the Red Sox, CK Boston with the Cubs. We got Cherikovsky with the White Sox, Leighton with the Reds. We have R. Dakes. You have to tell me how to pronounce what you have there, because, I'm not good with the pronunciations, has the Guardians. We have Scud Noir with the Rockies, Dre Stomp with the Tigers, D-Alt 2432 with the Astros, Adam with the Royals, Goldie with the Angels, Booze and Biscuits, gotta like that, with the Dodgers, Go Irish. I'm actually 17% Irish, so Go Irish is right. There's the Marlins, E2K420 with the Brewers. CPT Note is here. I was here, hopefully still here. Has the Twins. Hewlett's Hobby with the Mets. Top Shot Sad Boys, guys, the Yankees. D Hazel 70 has the A's. Plastrapo has the Phillies. Sean has the Pirates. Jay Franklin has the Padres. Carter has the Giants. Zach Milwee has the Mariners. Bernie C. Pod has the Cardinals. Mom for Mommies has the Rays. Collector Cheech has the Rangers. Sugar Kills Me, and it does, has the Blue Jays. And Stories CK with the Nationals. So there we go. Anytime you need me to read that off again, remind you, or whatnot, you let me know. Do I do football breaks? I do for myself. I likely will this fall. Right now, I'm head over heels with the baseball, and now with baseball season here, that just, with my new love of the hobby and my love of baseball cards are a no-brainer. There's so many options, too many really, in fact, for me. I don't get into the non-licensed product at this point. I do love the football cards. I've opened a bunch of the Panini this past winter once I returned to card collecting on December 1st, 2021. But let's get into this box right here. This is Twitter break number 2 for my new friends in cards. Meeting you guys over on the Twitter. Open this box, stack these packs, and get to the ripping. What you said, Bart, but you're still talking. Stack those up, and you know how things go around here. There's nothing up my sleeve, and now nothing in the box. Making a mess, though, Bart. That's all right. It's kind of fun. Pack number 1, Twitter break number 2 on these back-to-back jacks. Hobby box, opening day, 2022 baseball cards, 36 packs, and there's 7 cards per pack. Give me some room there. There's Randy Arozarena. I like him. Albert Pujols. I did tear up a little bit when he came up to bat for the Cardinals and got the standing O. I teared up a bit, but I'm sensitive. There's Jazz Chisholm, and there he is. That's my favorite one as far as this opening day 2022 as the mascots are concerned. I love Mr. Red, the baseball head, right there. Dylan Carlson, like him a lot. K. Barrett Ruiz, and there's Logan Gilbert. So good luck to everyone. May the cards be forever in your favor here on a Sunday. Making some new friends on the Twitter. There's Gene Segura. Trevor Story, formerly of those Rockies. Oh, there he is. Sixto Sanchez in the blue parallel. Got that going for us. Followed by the triple play. Boston Red Sox. Yu Darvish, formerly of my Cubs. He had a nice start to his season. Rodolfo Castro and Tony Santillan. Let's get that blue up on the board. Yes. I was telling my wife, hey, sweetie, we're going to go see the White Sox. They're playing the Rays. You know that Wander Franco I keep telling you about? Going to go see them on Sunday. She's like, no, we're not. I'm like, what? You never say no. Sunday's Easter, Bart. Oh, that's right. So I won't be seeing him on Sunday. So there's Marcus Stroman, Sammy Long. I live in Valparaiso, Indiana, farm fields of Valparaiso. Typically, I'm doing these cards in my Fortress of Solitude in the farm fields of Valparaiso where I live. But my internet there is not great. I do literally live in the farm fields, and even though it's only 6 minutes from town, Corbin Burns. Javier Baez Almago with the sweet debut for those Tigers. And there he is, yabba dabba doo, Akil Badoo, right there. So I have satellite internet, and it is literally fastened to a tree, like with duct tape and stuff. So from time to time, my internet's pretty good, and the download speeds is usually just fine. So on all the streaming, that goes well. It's the upload that gets me, and you need the upload on these live streams. So I am in the downtown studios of Valparaiso, Indiana. There's Blooper. If you don't know where Valparaiso, Indiana is, if you just picture the map in your head, Justin Upton, he's been assigned, Alex Wells, and Eloy Jimenez. Picture Lake Michigan on the map, furthest tip south of Lake Michigan, and then go 20 minutes south from that. That's Valparaiso, Indiana. We got a little college town here, Valparaiso. You probably remember Bryce Drew in The Shot, 1998, when they went to the Sweet 16, Salvador Perez. Ronald Acuna Jr., it's a tiny little college, but it's cool to have in town. My brother, his son, my nephew, is the assistant athletic director for VU, and he graduated from VU. He was on the president's scholarship there. He has way more brain power than I have. There's Jordan Alvarez, Jeff McNeil, and Brandon Belt. Just got a hold of one. Kim says, love these cards. Thanks, Bart, for keeping me entertained until the Rockies game. You got that. Anytime, Kim. Anytime. Good luck with the Rockies today. Good luck with Chris Bryant. There's Lars Chocolate and Peanut Butter Newt Bar, the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso. Ian Happ, his kneecap's a little sore today. Cincinnati Reds opening day. Steven Strasburg, remember when he came in the league? It was like, he's the next Nolan Ryan. There's Tariq Skubal, followed by Zach Iggy Pop. Of course, I remember back in May 1998, I was watching the Cubs, and they had this young kid out there, and he was throwing, and I'm like, that ball looks different. The way he's throwing that ball, this kid's different. Next thing you know, he's mowing down Astros one after the other. There's Ke'Bryan Kobe Hayes. That's Charlie's son. Chas McCormick for the rookies right there. Christian Yelich, followed by the triple play on the Dodgers. But I watched that game in May 1998, Riley Adams. And I said to my then fiance, I said, you know what? The Cubs, they've got what is going to be the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball. His name's Kerry Wood. She's like, I never heard of him. There's Mason Thompson. But that's how we felt as Cubs fans, especially after that outing. May 1998, 20 strikeouts. Biggio. Look at that. Triple play. I like those cards a lot. Bagwell. He was just mowing these guys down, throwing the nastiest yackers, and he had the heat going. Man, Kerry Wood. Still my second favorite pitcher of all time. There's Julio Urias, Jose Barrios, Shohei Ohtani. Look at that. T.C. Bear riding around on the four-wheeler. Cole Calhoun, Yan Moncada, and Carlos Santana, who also plays a mean guitar. Play guitar. Josh Bell, I see him coming up. There's Jarren Duran. You know what he is, hungry like the wolf. Jose Abreu can rake. And there is Jacob deGrom. Who has the Mets? Hold on, little girl. Hold on 1 second here. That is Hewlett's Hobby with the blue parallel of Jacob deGrom. The Grominator. What did he just say? I'll be back is what he said. There's Bryce Harper on the Bombers. DJ LeMahieu. Got a little excited after his bomb. Evan Longoria. And there's Josh Bell. He's raking for me and my fantasy team. Holding down the first base side. Jacob deGrom. How sad, though. What a shame. We need him to be healthy. We like to see guys. One of the many reasons we watch pro sports, especially baseball, we want to see the best guys doing the best they can do at what they do. Is there anything harder than throwing 100 miles an hour with accuracy? Is there anything harder than hitting a ball that they're trying to make you miss at 100 miles an hour? There's Aaron Judge. All rise. Jackson Kowar. Adam Frazier. There's Slider for those Guardians. He's probably the creepiest of all the mascots. There's Sixto Sanchez. Craig Kimbrell. I enjoyed his time at the Cubbies. Michael Brantley. Not exactly fond of what Brian Cashman did over in New York when he basically called a press conference and called out Aaron Judge, telling us what the Yankees offered him. It's like 8 years, $213 million, something like that, all as a ploy to throw him under the bus. I don't like that at all. Joey Gallo, I don't care what you offered him. If he turned it down, that's between you guys. There's Alex Bregman. There's Trevor Rogers. Of course, we want Judge to stay with the Yankees. Cubs opening day. But you don't have to try to make him the villain because it's not going to work. Jose Altuve, Brandon Marsh on the rookie side, and there's Dansby Swanson Dairy. That's Swanson's Dairy. That's where I pulled that Ricky Henderson back in 1980. Love at first sight. Oh, Ricky, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. There's Shane McClanahan, Justin Turner, Aaron Ashby on the rookies. There's my friend Juan Soto. Love that guy. Best hitter in baseball, not named Mike Trout. There's Nick Castellanos, followed by Andrew Benintendi, Giancarlo. You know, we all love the left-hand swingers. I know I do. Ken Griffey Jr., the best swing in all of baseball history. But how about Giancarlo with like the quick chop lumberjack? Crack, gone. That first one he hit on opening day, opposite field, how fast did that get out of the ballpark? Hello. That was awesome. That was awesome, but, you know, with less sticky stuff being used on the balls, we're going to see averages start to go up just a bit. Strikeout rates go down just a bit, so we all want to see that. Jake Double Cheeseburger, Gavin between the sheets. There's deGrom again with the base. And speaking of the Mets, there we go right there with the Mets and Pete Alonso, the Grominator, and Poor Francisco took one to the pie hole, squared around the bunt, and then good night. Took one right in the pie hole. There's Eric Hosmer, Yadier Molina, and one of my picks to click this year, Rafael Devers. Like the cut of his jib, he can rake. How do you know what team you got randomly? Dre Stomp, I'm going to tell you that right now. I did randomize the teams before I came on air, but I did record that. I'm going to be posting all this in the description as well. I don't know much about the YouTube or the Twitter, how to use these things yet, but you got the Detroit Tigers right there, Dre Stomp. The Tigers. So you got my friend Akil Badu, because he is such a good player. Series 2 should be bananas. If they put all the guys that they should put, Topps puts all the guys they should put in the Series 2, it is going to be absolutely bananas. With my guy Seiya Suzuki. You know, I showed some of you this earlier. I'll tell you about it again in a minute. Got some, look at that, where that came from. Where'd it come from, Bart? That came from Tokyo, Japan. Inside there are 3 Seiya Suzuki cards. I ordered those up on the morning of March 18th, 2022. I'll tell you that in a minute. Liam Hendricks. And there he is. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernando. Yes, there's my guy, Fernando Tatis Jr. Shane Bieber. Screech from Saved by the Bell. It's in the house. Get him up there, Bart. Put him on the board. Yes. Charlie Blackmon, shout out to Spencer right there. There's Cody Bellinger. Hope he makes a comeback. Reese Hoskins adding to the lumber over there in Philly. But I was on the leg press machine one morning, March 18, 2022. Had some grandma spot me because I had like 35 pounds on the leg press. I was just getting it done. Then I heard the breaking news that my beloved Cubbies signed Seiya Suzuki. And I was like, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin. So I got on the eBay, ordered me up 3 different Seiya Suzuki cards, and they just arrived on Friday. Haven't opened it yet, but I'm super excited. There's Brandon Crawford, Patrick Mazeika, Zach Greinke, now back with those Royals. Mookie Betts, raking, put him back there on the board. Jack Flaherty. Jonathan India is on my fantasy team. Alec Bohm, right there. But just to give you this is for me and you because we're going to laugh about it. So inside here are 3 Suzuki cards, and who sent it to me? Ichiro. What? How could that even be, Bart? Ichiro Suzuki. There you go. Ba-bum-bum. Drum roll, please. I keep thinking that story's better than it is, but it's still fun between guys like us, guys and gals like us, friends and cards. You guys are my new friends. I hope you are having a good time here. I appreciate you joining me live on a Sunday. Nolan Arenado, Hoy Park. We got the Topps HR Challenge. I will need your mailing addresses if you can send that to me in the direct messages or private messages or whatever it's called on the Twitter. There is Stomper no stomping for the Oakland A's. Indeed. Corey Kluber on them Yankees. Luis Robert, Adam Wainwright. And then on to the next pack. Adam Wainwright got the start, 40 years old, dealing for those Cardinals. I like a lot of those Cardinals. I say that and I wince at the same time because, of course, bitter rivals of my Cubbies are those Cardinals. They're stacked again this year. There's Cal Raleigh. Mike Trout. And so, it's the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Pirates. You don't really usually have to worry about the Pirates. If you're a Pirates fan, I apologize. Marco Polo Gonzalez, but you know what I'm saying. You get a good guy, and then he moves on. He gets a big contract in free agency. They don't sign him, or they try to get you on the cheap like they did with our guy, Ke'Bryan Kobe Hayes. There's Alex Verdugo. So they got a deal with Ke'Bryan, in my opinion. I think it's 8 years, $70 million. It's nice to see them sign somebody, keep one of their talents in-house, for sure. There's Curtis Terry, rookies. Kenny McBee says something real sweet. He says, great time, Bart. So I appreciate you saying that. Excuse me. Mitch Haniger. Zach Thompson with the rookies. And there's Pedro. That is not Pedro, Bart. That's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Let's put him up on the board. Yes. Trey Turner. #1 pick in most drafts. There's Brian Reynolds. He's on my team. I like him a lot. Brandon Lau. But that's That's a good pace. I know you're way behind, Bart, but that's still a good pace. Let's get the other packs in here. Beep, beep, beep. Twitter break number 2 right here. If you don't know your team, let me know in the comments. I'll yell it out to you right now. Otherwise, it'll be in the description when you watch this video. Randomized them before we went on air. I did record that just in case. I don't want anybody. I know we're meeting for the first time, and I want you to be able to trust me at all times. Your new friend in cards. But here's our friend in pitching. That's Josiah Gray, followed by D.D. Gregorius, John Gray. Alex Rodriguez. I know. You don't have to say it. I think he belongs in the Hall of Fame, though. Andrew McCutcheon. He got plunked yesterday. Did not like it. Didn't like that at all. But Contreras said, hey, you guys are hitting me all the time. Every once in a while, we got to hit back. There's Goldie, Paul Goldschmidt. I love to watch him take ABs, don't you? If anybody has plate discipline, that's the approach you want to have. Ryan Mountcastle, love this kid. Love the cut of his jib. Hit 33 bombs last year as a rookie. Gotta like that. Gotta like that, because you know what? We all like the long ball. Jared Kelnick, he gets it going. If he ever figures out the lefties, look out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Anthony Rizzo, he's the lefty, and he's figuring it out. He had some 2 sweet bombs. Rockies opening day right there. Joey Bart, named after me, your best friend in cards. There's Joey Bart. He had a nice bomb already as well. Tyler McGill Gorilla. Remember McGill Gorilla? Did you ever watch that? There's Eli Morgan, another rookie. I used to build my day around cartoons back when I was a kid. I'd write it out by hand, a whole schedule. All right, I'm going to be watching Scooby-Doo, and then Bugs Bunny, and Tom and Jerry. And I'm riding my bike down to Swanson's Dairy. I got enough money for 2 packs of cards, 2 packs of the tops. Next thing you know, you're pulling Ricky Henderson, and it's changing your life. There's Starling Marte, Carlos Rodon, Joey Gallo. Look at Rangers captain right there. Not named Mr. Ed. Hey, Wilbur, there's Adolis Garcia, Gold Rookie Cup. Joe Adell, like the cut of his jib also. Ryan McMahon. Joe Adell, Brandon Marsh. A couple of the reasons that Justin Upton was basically kicked to the curb by the Angels and his 28 mil. 28 milli, that's a lot of money to eat. Well, that's what they do over there. Emmanuel Rivera. Kyle Schwarber, my old sweetheart. Went to IU. Gets up, first plate appearance with the Phillies, and what happens? Bum, bum, bum. You know what he does. He just rakes. Kyle Schwarber right there. Speaking of Phillies, there's their opening day, followed by the Angels. Mike Trout. We got Anthony in there. Shohei. We got Yastrzemski there. And there's the professor. He's 1-0. Kyle Hendricks, that's my guy. Matt Manning with the rookies. Hendricks, you know, he's always been very steady. Had a little bit of a down year last year, ERA-wise, etc. But I like when he's out there. He's just calm, controlled. Reminds me of like a, I don't know, second-tiered Greg Maddux. There's Zach Short. Austin Riley, followed by Patrick Wisdom with the Gold Cup. And Albert Pujols. He had about 10 years where he was basically the greatest baseball player in the game. I'm sure you would agree. Zach Wheeler, Nico Horner, I like that kid, and Justin Verlander's back. Like to see that also. He's like 37, still dealing. I like longevity. Like to see guys play a long time. Like to get familiar with them. Like to know their personalities. Anthony Bender, Max Kepler's excited. And there's Will Smith. Hold on, Chris Rock. Not that Will Smith. It's that sweetheart for the Dodgers. There's Wally, the Green Monster. Brandon Woodruff. He's on my fantasy team, but the Cubs dealt him a bad day yesterday. There's Blake Snell and George Springer. How about that? Cards are flowing, Bart, on a Sunday. It's now afternoon, 1:23 p.m. here in the downtown studios of Valparaiso, Indiana. Mookie Betts, Stuart Fairchild, rookie. Ryan Zimmerman right there. There's my friend Griffey, Ken Griffey Jr., my second favorite player of all time. How much fun is it, though, that my 2 favorite players both wore the same number, 24. So if you ever want to guess my code to anything, You don't have to guess too far, two of the numbers that are included. There's Nicky Two Strikes. There's Nick Madrigal, followed by Ivan Castillo and Max Scherzer. Another guy to respect, Max Scherzer. Longevity always gets it done. Be good for DeGrom to be around him. There's Freddie Freeman. And there he is. Oh my gosh. We got ourselves a Wander card. Yeah. And it's the rookie opening day in the Gold Cup. There's Wander Franco. Bump, 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 bump. Yep. I was just about to go see him play the White Sox this coming Sunday, a week from today. But guess what? My wife's like, that's Easter. We're not going. So that's not happening that day. There's John Means. And look at that. How about the juniors on the triple play? The juniors. That's my favorite triple play card. My old Twitter name, before I changed it to Bart the Ripper, was Wander Soto Jr., and those were the three juniors that it was named after. So I got that going for me. There's Xander Bogaerts and Anthony Rendon. So let's get Wander Franco. Bum, 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 bum. What a chase card, right? Lit Series 1, opening day, Heritage on fire with the Wanda. Because they call him the Wanderer. Yeah, the Wanderer. Series 2, though, gonna be bananas with Torque. Oh, what about if they get Suzuki in there? Oh, my goodness. J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. What about Bobby Witt Jr.? What if they're all in Series 2? Again, I'm just returning to the hobby, and all I do is think about cards now. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell Sparkle Buddy, but she already knows it. I think about her, my kids, real estate, and cards. Wait, what about baseball? And well, that counts too in cards these days for me. There's JT Realmuto. Tyler Glasnow. There's that home run card. It means nothing, but if you want to visit the website, please do so. There's the San Diego Padres. That's my favorite opening day card of this series. There's Lance Lynn with the torn meniscus. Carlos Correa now with the Twins, and Byron Buxton. Ari says, I pulled an auto in a hanger box from my local Meijer. Excuse me. The hanger boxes, they can be really, really stacked sometimes. They're a lot of fun. I was doing for a while what I called these value breaks, where I was combining blasters and hangers for like a sweet price, like less than you could actually buy it for, and put it on eBay just to try to make some frenzy cards, get some opportunities, get some ABs on the ripping, on the YouTube. Cedric Mullins, and I was hitting all kinds of things in those combos. Hit a super short print of Jared Kelenic from Update Series for my new friend in cards, Big Al from New York, and got those shipped off to him. He sent it over to PSA in the $100 slot, which isn't the super fast but is the expedited. He got that back as a PSA 10, and that card is worth $2,400. So that made me feel real, real good to pull that for him. There's a Trent Grisham. Had a quad wander on Series 1 between a hanger and a blaster, 4 different combination of Wander Franco. There's Teoscar Hernandez. Tristan McKenzie. Thought of him when I was in the cereal aisle the other morning when buying a big box of Reese's Puffs for my son. I'm like, Tristan McKenzie could use a couple bowls. Get a couple LBs on him. But if you want to check out that quad wander video, that's in my video playlist. There's Kyle Tucker. Tim Anderson. I'd love for you to check out my videos here on the YouTube and my new Love of the Hobby series. That's going to be a fun series to make. Not a cheap one. I'm buying like old for me. Started with the 2020 update in a jumbo box, Ketel Marte, Emmanuel Clase, because the price was so great, and you still have an opportunity for all of the parallels and autos, all the other stuff. So I got a 2020 update jumbo, and I made a little series called For the Love of the Hobby, and I'm going to do that starting back in 2014 through 2022. I'm going to do a jumbo for each of those series and have that on the channel. Lucas Giolito, looking for all the cards that I want to rebuild my collection after selling it all off in April of 2016. There's Bo Bichette. There is that card. And Ari says that the Reese's Puffs, that is the best cereal, and I watch all of your videos. So thank you very much for that, Ari. I appreciate it very much. There's the Pirate Parrot going up top on the podium. Kevin Gaussman, and there's Francisco Lindor. I felt so bad for him when he caught that fastball to the pie hole. There's Trevor Larnach right there. Trevor Larnach. So Kim says that Charlie has the day off today. Worrisome on day 3, to be honest. That is worrisome. That is. And they gave Jazz Chisholm the day off on the second day. I'm hoping, I don't know, I haven't checked any lineups yet, but I'm hoping Xander Bogaerts is in the lineup again because he's my starting shortstop on my team. There's Trey Mancini, Kyle Lewis, and there is the Padres with my friend Tatis Jr. on the triple play. Max Kranick, Alex Kirilloff, Bobby Dahlback. Let's get that sleeved up and onto the board. Yes. But we cannot replace the juniors triple play, so we'll just put that right there. We are down to 5 packs. 5 packs to go on this Sunday fun day. Started off as cards and coffee. Now we're into the afternoon. But I like to drink afternoon coffee too. You drink too much coffee, Bart. That's what my wife says, but I don't. There's never too much coffee. There's Ronnie Dawson, Andrew Vaughn, Willie Castro. There's Manny Machado for the Bombers. Put him up there with Matt Olson. Matt Chapman, formerly of those A's. Ozzie Albies, like him a lot. And Franmil Reyes can rake as well. But again, if you're watching this video not live and you're on a replay at some point and you were in one of these breaks, Twitter break 1 or 2, I do need your mailing address. So if you can send that to me, it is, my Twitter handle is @SportsRips, but the name of the Twitter account is Bart the Ripper. There's Nelson Cruz, the Roomstick. Miguel Cabrera, so I'll need your mailing address. If you can send that to me, that would be great. Here is Garrett Cole, followed by, I thought we were having something. This card threw me off. But it's the Miami Marlins opening day. There's Walker Buehler. Got a stack of his rookie cards. There's Jed Lowry and J.P. Crawford. Making our way through the packs today. Having a lot of fun. Making some friends on the Twitter. Sure does mean a lot. Jackson Reitz. You know what I also like? I shouldn't tell you this, but I will. When I told my wife this, she just, like, you couldn't have rolled your eyes more. I told her after these breaks, I love doing the breaks, but guess what? I also love sorting the breaks. It's real peaceful. Isn't it real soothing? Bart, get some lotion on your thumbs. What is even happening? Won't be showing my wife this video. She'd be like, oh my God, OMG. I can't believe you never moisturize. There's Brian Anderson. There he is, Clark, for my beloved Cubbies. Oh, yes. But sorting the cards, I know you feel the same way I do. It's just a good feeling to sort all your cards. There's Luis Garcia, Gold Cup. Hard to describe the feeling to people who aren't into cards, but I don't have to describe much to people that are into cards because you know that feeling. It is really good. There's Jake Cronenworth and Clayton Kershaw. We're down to 2 packs. Twitter break number 2. Got some more Twitter breaks coming. Haven't organized them yet. Kim from Colorado is going to be one of those, so I'll be letting everybody know when you are in the upcoming Twitter breaks. There is Matt Vierling, Hyunjin Ryu, JD Martinez, Shohei Ohtani. You can never have too many of Shohei. Jose Ramirez, he's richer than ever. There's Matt Olson and Buster Posey. Straighten that up, Bart. Kimberly says Spencer is going to give Clark a hug for you. Yes, that would be so good if he gave Clark a hug at Coors Field. That's going to be a great time for you guys. I can't wait for you guys to have that, seeing my sweetheart Cubs. But watch them Cubs. They're surprising me. Well, they're not surprising me. I mean, they're surprising the league. Corey Seager. Christian Pache, because they didn't rebuild, they retooled. There's Bryce Harper. Billy the Marlin, he'll go up on the board right there with Clark. Chris Sale. And then our very last card of Twitter break number 2 here on the YouTube, it's going to be Max Muncy. So there we have it right there. This is our stack of cards. We got the Wander Franco, dun, 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 dun. We got the Sixto and the Jacob deGrom blue. We got a bunch of sweet mascot cards, a stack of rookies right there. Several Fernandos. We got the Bomb Squatters. We got Shohei and Pujols and Griffey and a bunch of others. We also did hit the Wander Franco rookie opening day card right there. So thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday Twitter break numbers 1 and 2 in this video. And again, I will remind you, if you could send me a message on the Twitter with your mailing address, your name, address, I will package these up, ship them out. I would like to say it's going to be a timely fashion. It will. But that'll be 60 mailings between the... Bart, why did you sign up for this? It's because I want to make new friends in cards. And I thought, what a great way to do it by doing, it's a lesson I learned in life and when I was building my small business, and it works today in my life and everything. And that is this: help enough people get what they want, and you will always get what you want. So thank you so much for being here today on this Sunday. I appreciate it. When this video repost, which will be in about 4 minutes, if you could also leave some comments in there as well, I'll answer every single one of them. Dre Stomp says, man, fun rips. Bart the Ripper, have a good one, man. Thank you so much. Send you the address shortly. Thank you. I need that. Have a blessed Easter. You do the same, my friend, my new friend. And as always, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all, hopefully, in the next video. Have a great day, my friend.